Gail, Sip Krishna, Sip Ritika, Sip Sukeshni, Sip Anand, Sip Ruth Tanu, Sip Laveen, Sip Renu Vaswani, Sip Chidanand, Sip Siva, Sip Yogini, Sip Girish Ananda. So, thank you first of all to all of you who have started moving to the bookshops. I know I've got updates from Chidanand and Siva. It's good that as ambassadors of AIR, I see you all are going to bookshops and giving feedback. That feedback is coming to me. Thank you. Today's beginners session. We have Ruth Anu. आज होली तो नहीं है आपके मुंह पे होली है पता नहीं क्या है आज
शुभम गुरुजी हम लोग गणपति फेस्टिवल सेलिब्रेट कर रहे थे तो आज विसर्जन था।
हाँ वेरी गुड हो गया।
हाँ
हाँ अभी बताइए क्या क्या स्टोरी है आपका आज।
गुरुजी गुरुजी जब हम लोग घर पे भजन करते हैं, जब हम अकेले भजन सुनते हैं तो इतना एनर्जी नहीं आता, लेकिन जब कम्युनिटी के साथ भजन बोलते हैं सुनते हैं तो एक अलग एनर्जी आता है। तो वो एनर्जी हम अकेले में नहीं ला सकते ना।
Because you're finding the energy of several souls. There are so many souls that are creating that energy. Obviously, there will be more energy. But that's not, if just by having that energy, is that creating enlightenment?
No, but we go in bhakti mode, मतलब वो तो रहता है कि भक्ति
It's
ज्यादा रहती है।
very good bhakti. Please do it. But उस भक्ति से मिलेगा क्या?
शक्ति।
हाँ, very good. But no mukti.
No mukti.
We want mukti. We want mukti. We want to be able to face the challenges of life. We want to live life. We want to find meaning in life. We want to be happy. We want to find purpose. There are many challenges in life. We want that.
Yes, Guru.
Bala, thank you. Bala.
Pranam Guruji, love you Guruji.
Pranam, boli Bala.
Guruji, as you said that yesterday I was trying to remain in yoga, Guruji, and everything went on smoothly and nicely. For no reason I was talking to the vendor, भैया आपके fruit बहुत अच्छा है. Anything, I'm making people smile, Guruji. So that was a beautiful experience. But today, Guruji, and yesterday I got up at 3:30. I had a nice meditation. Everything was going on nicely. But today I had to drag my body to get up. Then again for no reason, going to the past and comparing the situation and comparing the situation with present. And I was trying to fight with my husband. Then again I realized that वो एक minus point हुआ, but in 2 days I didn't do any phone calls. I stopped what we say. There was no connection with people also, Guruji. So I was avoiding that. I was what we say. मतलब मैं अपने आप को बाहर जाने से भी बचा रही थी, Guruji.
So what's your question? What's your question?
Why this happened, Guruji? Yesterday it was very good, and today.
Because yesterday you were living in the moment. You were living in the now. You are living with peace. Today you are jumping to yesterday. You are jumping to day before yesterday. You are comparing. You yourself know the answer. You know the problem and you know the solution also.
But Guruji, ऐसा क्यों होता है फिर अभी
because you cannot go to yesterday. Only your mind can go yesterday. You are letting your mind take you there. Why you are letting your mind go yesterday?
But Guruji, इतना फ्रिक्शन एक सेकंड में ऐसा सब कुछ हो गया है ना गुरुजी, मतलब मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है गुरुजी कैसे हो गया वो।
समझ में बहुत सिंपल है. Yesterday you were in consciousness, today you are in mind.
But गुरुजी 5 मिनट पहले कॉन्शियसनेस में थी, फिर वापस 5 मिनट के बाद ऐसा क्यों हो गया गुरुजी?
अभी एक मेरी काम बात सुनो. Quietly 10 minutes look at all the question answers, and after 10 minutes I will ask you. You will be back to consciousness. 10 minutes chupchap, after 10-15 minutes raise your hand. You will be back to consciousness.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bala. Thank you for following. Anima, Jasmine, Anima, Laveen.
So I love you all. Yesterday, yes. I was late for the call and I wasn't able to ask my questions. Where I live, there's a hurricane, so I had to evacuate. But I wrote down some questions based off of what I heard yesterday. Was the call on consciousness yesterday in Intellect? Is that what we
Yes.
were talking about? Okay. I heard you say that if you made a right decision, you know that it was intellect and not the mind.
Yes.
Okay. If you make a decision and there's a negative outcome, isn't that just karma? There's no right and wrong. Is it just
No,
karma unfolding?
it's not karma. Karma doesn't make you make the decision. Karma creates a situation. Karma gives you the opportunity to choose your decision. So the decision you make is between mind and intellect, not karma. Karma will create circumstances, but if karma was making the decision, then we will all be puppets. We will all be robots.
Okay.
Karma creates a situation. For example,
Right.
a circumstance comes to you, somebody does something, somebody says something, but then your response is your choice.
Yes, and that's when karma comes in because of action.
Correct.
Okay,
So when
how do you
when you
know?
make yeah, tell me.
How do you know it's intellect and not the mind? How do you
So
know?
when you are able to discriminate and make a choice, it's intellect. But when you are bombarded by thoughts and the thoughts are coming pouring like rain, thoughts are attacking you, and you are kind of like, just know Bala was speaking. Bala said yesterday she was doing things. Yesterday she was doing from intellect point of view. Today she was forced to do the wrong things. She's unhappy. Because when the mind is making us do things, it is with fear, worry, stress, anxiety, then anger, hate, revenge, we can make out. If I ask you to pause and I ask you to look back at some of the decisions you have made, was it a mind decision or intellect decision? You will be able to decide. You will be able to know.
Yes. Okay.
You get the point. So when we
Yeah.
are in intellect, we are in consciousness. So two three signs. First of all, the absence of the attack of the mind. Second of all, we are able to weigh the pros and cons, discriminate. Third, we feel good about our decision. This is the intellect and consciousness. When you regret the decision, it can't be intellect.
Okay. Okay, so intellect and consciousness, it's the same thing.
No, intellect shines in consciousness. If you the whole thing, did you watch the whole YouTube recording of yesterday?
I haven't gotten a chance yet.
Yeah, but please, if you hear the whole section, it's on YouTube. You can just go through the whole thing. We explain the difference. Intellect
Okay.
shines in consciousness. When there's no consciousness, there's mind. When the mind is there is no intellect. Then either there's mind or intellect. So when the intellect is there, it is consciousness.
Okay, I understand. And last question, at the end of the call, I heard you say that if you're enlightened, you act as an instrument. Can you give me an example?
If you are,
You said if you are enlightened, you act as an instrument for self. I believe you said something.
if you are enlightened, then you
Mhm.
know you are not Jasmine. I don't know what anima sorella means, but you come to
It
know.
means soul. It means soul, sister.
Okay,
It's a reminder that I'm the soul and not the body.
so the moment you realize you're the soul, then what are you? You are not this body, mind, ego. Then every action of yours is for the divine. Every action is acting as an instrument. You become an instrument of God.
Okay, so a tool, I guess.
You become
A
a tool.
tool.
Yeah, you become a tool. You do God's will. You have no desire. So today, what desire do I have? I have no desire. I have become an instrument of God. So whatever God wants me to do, I do that.
How do you know?
How do I know? I know because I realize I know. Okay, how do I know? Let me tell you. I know because I do. And what I do is not what I want. So
Okay,
who
that's
wants?
beautiful. Okay. Okay, thank you.
So everything I do it for you. This is what I tell. Everything I do. There's a song, isn't it? Who's that? Which is a famous English song. Everything I do it for you. That's how it is. Okay, Laveen.
Shivoham AiR.
Shivam, Laveen.
My question is on, I heard you on happiness earlier on Instagram,
Yeah.
and then it reminded me of death by suicide. Like I know of few people who've done that. And I've also heard that if you commit death by suicide, your karmic load in the next birth increases because you're trying to escape.
Absolutely.
So is that it's the fact.
See, absolutely. See, Laveen, birth and death is not in our control. You did not decide your birth.
Yes.
And you have no business to decide the death of the body. First of all, you will never die. You are the immortal soul. So when you are not going to die, then why should you and me take away life? Life is unfolding as per the drama.
Yes. Yes.
So today I spoke of somebody committing suicide. It's in the news. So I spoke of that because the whole, all media is talking about that, and
Yes.
and since we did 2 podcasts with the superstar,
Yeah.
so it feels sad, right? But what can you do?
Okay.
What can you do if something happens in your family? But we should not commit, because if we commit, not only will your karma, which is pending, which suppose I have 100 minus 100 karma pending. So first of all, I will have to pay that minus 100 karma, and second, I will have to pay for the suicide.
Yes. Yes.
So it's going to be multiplied.
Okay. Thank you. And my second question is on behalf of a friend who's going through, as a friend, she's my age, very heavy karmic load with her daughter. She lost her husband with cancer. Her 30-year-old daughter is suffering from epilepsy from the age of 4.
Yeah.
So she's totally depending on her. But now my friend has got lost in the track, means people are telling her it's not epilepsy exactly, it's a spirit inside. She's possessed, and that spirit is making her do this. And she's really suffering because this girl is like 30 and totally dependent on her. She can't hold a job, she can't study. There's no home which can take her here, because you have to have a constant somebody with her to look after her. So she keeps on saying, why is it like, my husband suddenly passed away within a year of cancer, because of cancer during COVID, and now I'm left alone with this, and she feels too burdened,
She should not feel burdened. First, if she's your friend, right?
She's a very close friend.
So, Laveen, what you need to make her understand is, the karma of her daughter is separate. First of all, to find out whether it's epilepsy or a medical condition. See, there is no other condition. There is no spirit. All this is bullshit. Yeah. All this is bullshit. But make her understand she can go to a doctor and get a confirmation of the medical condition. That's not so difficult to do.
That she's been doing. She's been doing. She's on medication.
Yeah. So don't tell her to complicate the matter further. Tell her don't complicate the matter further by thinking it's a spirit and it's unsolvable. These are people who are taking undue advantage of us. There are many people who take advantage of us by telling us these things.
Yes.
And finally, we have to learn to accept life. Suppose today something happens to me. What choice do I have? Suppose I lose my nose. I have no choice. I can do my best. Whatever I can do my best. But beyond that, what can I do? So today, even when somebody in our family commits suicide, the suicide is already committed. You can't go back, right? You can't go and change it.
So this is the karmic thing for her with her daughter that she has to go through. It will be lighter if she accepts it willingly.
The formula is called ABCD. ABCD means A is to accept. It's karma.
Okay.
B is to do your best.
Okay.
Let her do the best.
Okay.
And C is to be in consciousness and surrender.
Okay.
And if she becomes spiritual, then become a divine instrument.
Okay. And the D?
Becoming a divine instrument. Otherwise, you tell her
divine
ABC.
Instrument.
Just tell her ABC. If she won't understand D, tell her ABC.
Okay.
So
I'm just down. Okay.
Whatever happens in life, we must remember the answer is ABC. Accept, do your best, be in consciousness.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Aham Sip Rajinder Krishna. Aham Sip Rajinder Krishna.
Shivoham Guruji, I love you all and offer my respects to everyone. Guruji, it is said that we should remain same in happiness and sorrow. Though
How can
it
we
is,
remain? How can we remain same in happiness and sorrow?
no, but it said no, we should be, I mean, with some same
This is said.
bhav.
When you become enlightened, then you will be na.
Okay, so
When you are enlightened, then for you there is no happiness and sorrow. But if I tell you be same in happiness and sorrow, can you be? Is it
no, that is
possible?
what my question is. It's easier during sorrow. It's easier to come back to consciousness. But in happiness, we do get involved. We get absorbed in that.
So let us not get carried away by what people say. You know, people, big things, big stories people say. What we talk in this call is practical. So when you are happy, learn to be happy, share your happiness, fine. And when you're unhappy, find out what's making you unhappy and try to sort it out. But obviously, you can't. When you cross the awakening stage and you realize what is there to be happy or unhappy? Sab ek natak hai, sab show hai. That's a different stage. When you reach that stage, then automatically you will not be overexcited in happiness. You will not be over miserable in unhappiness. It happens to you. You can't do it. It happens to you.
Okay.
The moment you awaken to the truth.
Thank you, Guruji.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, क्या करना है? What we can learn. जब खुशी है, share the happiness. When you joy shared is joy doubled. Sorrow shared is sorrow halved. So first of all, share your happiness. And when some unhappiness comes also, if you talk to a dear friend, your unhappiness gets reduced. Okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Rajendra Krishna. Ravina. Rutan was in the second round. Rajendra Krishna Ravina. Yes.
Sir.
Sir.
Can I have a submission on intellect, something? Some thoughts, sir. Sir, in this progressive world, what people are achieving on account of material progress, not inimical to the society or worldly good, yet we cannot say that it is by dint of respect to individual intellect. We may call it worldly intelligence, as intellect is defined as power of discrimination, perceiving everything as Maya, good or bad. So, and also it discriminates between real and unreal. And thus it helps us to get disentangle from this samsara. Whereas material progress and material achievement entangles us more and more to the samsara. And these passion is what we call passion, what we call desire, what we call obsession for good things also. They're basically part of yoga only. They can entangle us more and more, and there can't be an intellect. Is it right, sir?
What you're saying is correct in simple words. In simple words, what we call this worldly intelligence, you use the word worldly intelligence. That is not real intelligence. That is not the power of discrimination. Today I learned. Today SIP gave me a very interesting thing. The intellect. We always say the two things. The intellect will discriminate. What is one more thing it will do?
It will. It will make us to understand that everything is Maya.
Today I learned that the intellect has two main responsibilities. Today I learned. Because SIP speaks to me. Today SIP spoke to me. He said the intellect will, one, discriminate, and two, first time I'm telling you, two, it will eliminate.
Oh.
So what will the intellect do? The intellect, one, it will discriminate right and wrong, and two, it will eliminate. What will it eliminate? What Rajendra, you're talking, it will eliminate all the nonsense from our life.
चावल बनाते हुए छांटते हैं चावल गंदा चावल निकाल के फेंकते हैं और साफ रखते हैं अलग
तो ये याद करना since you're talking about intellect has got two major roles. One is to discriminate and second is to eliminate. So this is what I'm giving as a feedback to you.
Thank you.
Good. Krishna
Shivoham.
Yes.
So my question is also one. I have two questions. One is on intellect. And one is, sir, I was in awe watching your humanitarian home video. So my question is also based on that. You always tell us to move from pleasure to peace to purpose, right? So you have had a very beautiful transition from one to other in the best possible way. But for us, we are trying to jump from pleasure to purpose. So where have we done that, that service and that to apne itna, we need to do that kind of a karma yoga to purify ourselves, no? Sir? That is very mandatory in the
See, karma
path of
yoga.
enlightenment.
See, Krishna, you have to choose a path of life. What somebody told just now, I think you get entangled in samsara. When you get entangled in samsara, you forget about fulfillment and enlightenment. When you get entangled in samsara, you are lost in pleasure. What happened to me? I was lucky. I was blessed. I was not, even though there was a lot of pleasure in my life, I told you I have not missed any pleasure in my life. But I gave more importance than pleasure. I gave more importance. I used to call it, people used to say, making money. I used to say, I have moved from making money to MAD. MAD means making a difference. So when you are able to give importance to making a difference, then you reach that state of contentment and fulfillment, the second level, which you are trying to do a double jump now. You are doing double jump. Actually, double jump is done only by Buddha. Directly from achievement to enlightenment, very difficult. Very difficult. What I did a different method. I went from achievement to fulfillment and fulfillment to enlightenment. That is what I always suggest in all my books, in all my talks. I teach you all, don't try to jump. So first try to live a life of, the acronym, beautiful acronym of fulfillment. We'll do one session. I think it's long time we have not done fulfillment. What is this fulfillment? What you're talking about? We'll do one session. Being fully satisfied, building a universal connection, living with love and laughter, having liberation and freedom. So you have to learn that art. It didn't happen that in one day I took care of 1,000 people in humanitarian home. It didn't happen in one day. It happened over 30 years.
So my next question is on intellect. This question I've asked you before also, but after reflecting on every session, मुझे बहुत सारा little, there are bottlenecks in many places of my understanding. One thing is when you say about intellect, right? It in consciousness also you said intellect shines in consciousness. That is pre-enlightenment, no? Once you're enlightened and you are the divine, you are the divine soul. Even intellect merges in that absolute consciousness. No, फिर कहाँ intellect है?
When you're enlightened, will thought come to you or thought will not come to you?
Thought should not come, no? For you.
Thought will come, mind will
yes.
not come. Thought will come, mind will not come.
Sir, because
Suppose I'm enlightened and thought comes to me, I should buy 100 Rolls Royces. Then what I should do?
No. Because you are living as Atma, the thought itself will be a divine something. No, I don't know what. It will be a divine vibration only, no?
No. Suppose today my eyes see a vulgar object. The vulgar object creates a vulgar thought.
नहीं आना चाहिए ना, sir.
आएगा. But immediately intellect will kill it. In a matter of fraction of second, the intellect will destroy it. So Krishna, they talk of the intellect being like a sword. Have you heard that before? Intellect is like a sword.
That is for us, no, sir.
No, for everybody.
Us because
for the enlightened person, it's a sharper. For an enlightened person, it's a sharper sword.
Sir, because let me tell you what my understanding of, because whatever it retains the I feeling, my intellect. So I is there. So when you have transcended your body, mind and ego, intellect is also a faint veil or a cloud over the consciousness, no? So it also has to merge into the pure consciousness because intellect creates duality. Intellect is a segregating power, so it creates duality. So you are that non-dual existence, no, sir?
You are the non-dual existence and the intellect discriminates to create non-duality. The intellect is needed. If the intellect dissolves, then you will become back to bhoga. Intellect is a gift of divine. Every intelligent master, then the intelligent master will become like zombie. Every intelligent master will become zombie. No, what keeps the consciousness? What keeps the consciousness shining? What keeps the consciousness in place?
Sir,
It is the intellect.
it is then what is the, may I ask you, sir, or because what I'm trying to do is, there are few slokas of Bhagavad Gita I'm trying to understand in your perspective. I'm seeing through your lens. This is where there is a, it's not able to match.
No,
I'll
you
send
can.
it to you by WhatsApp.
Yeah, I am not a Bhagavad Gita expert.
No.
Yeah.
Every sloka mein aapka lesson fits in very beautifully. But this part, for example, they say Atma is more powerful than intellect. फिर आपको जब you are shining like a sun, आपको एक candle क्यों चाहिए?
नहीं चाहिए, candle नहीं चाहिए. Intellect is not meant. Intellect is a tool till your breath. Then you don't need body also. Then your enlightened person should give up the body.
You can. No, you said you don't. You are not the body.
You cannot give up the body till your samsar, till the life continues in you. Every enlightened person may get cancer. Every enlightened person may have problems, but the enlightened person does not suffer because he's in consciousness, because the intellect shines, because he discriminates, he eliminates, and he's living in Sat Chit Anand. Intellect is required in consciousness. Cannot go. You can give me the shloka. I will clarify for you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ravina and Manocha. Is it? I'm not sure it's Mandeep who was there yesterday. Ravina and M. Manocha. Yes.
Shivoham Guruji.
Shivoham.
Wanted to ask you, usually when you're going deeper and deeper through your spiritual path, I was just discussing with 2-3 friends who are going through even hardships by being more spiritual. They say that the more spiritual you go and the more deeper you go, you get more and more washing away of your karmas in a fast speed. मतलब ज़्यादा हो जाता है, and it's a lot. Actually, spiritually, they say it's because God helps you to clean your karmas faster. But for the person who's going through it, sometimes the husbands tell them or their associates tell them that or jao spirituality mein or bhogo. So it's, what is it actually?
See, be clear about it.
Yeah.
The karma is a law of action and reaction. It will continue to unfold. Just because you become spiritual doesn't mean karma will become diluted for you. No. The moment you are enlightened, then the karma doesn't matter for you. You are free from the karma. But just because you are spiritual, it's not that as when you go to Mount Everest, every time you go higher and higher and higher, the air quality becomes thinner and thinner and thinner. That's not the way in enlightened. That's not when to do with karma.
But it doesn't come in a bigger force. A lot of karma comes faster to be diluted.
Nobody can tell you how karma comes, where karma comes, when karma comes. Karma is beyond the control of any human being. Nobody in this world can tell you what karma is happening, why karma is happening. Therefore, to make a comment on it itself is wrong.
Okay. Nobody can know kitna quantity, because some people say is janam mein itna tha.
No. Even if something happens in my life today, I don't know if it is yesterday's karma or pichla janam ka karma. I cannot make out.
Okay, fine.
Good.
Thanks.
M. Manocha. I hope I'm not sure if it's Mandeep of yesterday. Yes.
Hi, this is Mandeep.
Hi.
I'm not sure why my phone is displaying.
No problem. I thought it looked like Mandeep, but I saw Manocha on the screen. Yes, Mandeep, tell me.
I'm glad that I've been able to make it to the call today. There are 2 questions that came to my mind, if you may, please. One is, how does one accept in life in its totality? Second question was the duality in the mind.
So you keep the second question till I finish your first question, because I will not remember both the questions.
Sure.
So how can one accept life? This is what your first question is.
Mm-hmm.
So Mandeep, suppose you and me were best friends and we're walking out of the door.
Mm-hmm.
A car bangs us and we lose our head, or we lose our hand, or we lose our... The question to ask is, do we have a choice?
Okay.
Whatever is happening, whatever I'm asking you as a person, okay, whatever is what had happened to you yesterday or last week or last year, it has happened to you.
Mhm.
Before it happened, you might have had a choice to do something. You did it, you did it. But whatever is over, can you go back and change it?
Mhm.
Even if I give you £1 million, if I give you £1 million to go to yesterday and change lunch, what the lunch you ate yesterday, can you go back and change the lunch you had yesterday?
No.
It's that. So that is the principle to understand. The
Okay.
first
Okay.
principle to understand is life has happened up to this moment. Whatever has happened in your life, you can't change it.
Okay. That's a
But
fair comment.
what is going to happen in your life in the next 1 hour? Can you change it?
No.
No, what is going to happen next 1 hour?
Likelihood I can. There are some circumstances could be in my control.
Very
Some
good.
can't. Yeah.
Very good. So when some things you can't change, they are like the road you're driving on. The road is going up. You can't change the road.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But the
can only
car is
control
in
my
your
driving.
hands. But the
Yeah.
car is in your hands.
Very good point. Yes.
So what you asked the question, how to accept life, learn to live life with two paradigms. One paradigm, the things you cannot change, and the second paradigm, things you can. It's a
Okay.
very famous English little poem. Have you all heard that poem? Lord, help me to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
To know the difference. Very true. I think you made my life easy. I work in the mental health in the UK, so I work as a psychotherapist. So a lot of patients that I see, because I bring my questions to you because I feel if I am living in duality in my head, I have some spiritual connection. I can understand where you're coming from. Western, some Western won't get the idea of spirituality, and often there is a complaint why this is happening to me, why, and therefore the question it's always me. Therefore, I'm in suffering, and I'm choosing that suffering. Then I'm going to live with the suffering.
No, it's very beautiful. You said you're in the psychotherapist side. You're psychoanalyst. What did you say?
I do all of that, psychotherapy,
Okay.
psychoanalytical. Yes.
So Mandeep, as a doctor in mental health, some of the principles that we talk about are very practical. So you must, when people come to you and ask you why things are happening, you have to ask them the question, why are there apples growing on the tree? You don't need to be religious or spiritual, and ask them, can you change? Can you just do something for the apples to become mangoes on the tree? They say, how can I do it? They can't do it. And then they get to understand that what is unfolding in their life is the seed they have planted. The seed is nothing but the deed they have planted. Then they become more receptive. They become more accepting. See, doesn't it become easier when somebody is willing to accept? Otherwise, they question you as a doctor. They come and tell you, why, doctor, why it happened? And what can you tell them? Unless they're willing to accept, this is a universal law.
Yeah, I'm with you on this. I totally get you. This is why I couldn't wait to be part of this conversation.
No, I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that if this can help your patients, it's fantastic. It's great. So life, and also what you can probably do is tell them to learn to smile and learn to count their blessings. A good story is when a man went and told a saint, I'm very poor, I have nothing. And just give the analogy to you, and then you can use it the way you like. And the saint said, oh, you're very poor. Okay, very good. I need an eye. I'll give you $1 million. Give me your eye. How can I give you my eye? He said, okay, don't give me your eye. I also need an arm. You give me your arm. He said, no, I can't give you my arm. Okay, give me one of your foot. He said, no, I can't. He said, you were saying you're very poor, but I'm willing to give you $1 million for eye, $1 million for your arm, $1 million for your foot, and you're not willing to give it. That means you're rich. That means you actually have a lot of wealth.
Yeah. No, so true. So true. We forget that. We are so autopilot driven, don't we?
Especially like you said, in the West, we are too robotic. So therefore, when we go a little bit, my guru used to say, slow down your pace. If you can get the patients to just slow down, and because there's so much agitation in them, and this agitation is the problem.
Sure. In fact, my purpose of being here, in fact, to help me me to strengthen my spirituality, to grow in spirituality. I'm not sure whether you've heard of Nirankari Mission. I used to follow them growing up. They're part of Sikh faith, part of them, and their spiritual leader died in a car accident in Canada.
Yeah, I heard of
6-7
that.
years ago.
Yeah,
And then it opened up kind of worms, financial hiccups and all that stuff that really faltered my faith. Because I remember growing up homeless and people didn't have money and they used to walk to satsangs and do all that. So I'm kind of rebuilding myself, if that makes sense.
I'm very happy you're here, and if it helps you to help your patients, there can be nothing greater. What we talk, Mandeep, we talk of basic, practical, common sense. Nothing. We don't talk religion. Anything that we talk here, if it's not making sense, you can question. After all, you're a doctor, you can question anything. And that's why everybody contributes to this call. Everybody gives a good question, and everybody even questions certain things, and we evolve together on this journey.
Yes, no, it's a very reflective process. Thank you. Could I ask you the second question? Yes, please. It's about duality. So let's say if I want to create a oneness in myself, but mind is in conflict, and there is that duality, how to break away from the duality and create the wholeness in self?
See, this word duality is a very vast word. Very, very vast. When Krishna mentioned the word, I think today called saying duality. Now, for example, one person gets angry at another person. It's common. One person kicks somebody or slaps somebody. You've seen it happening. But you never see your right hand fisting your left hand. You never see your right leg kicking your left leg. Because you know that this and this are both me. The reason there is duality is we think that you and me, we are separate. That's non-duality is going to the essence. As a doctor, this body came over 9 months. This body was not born on the birth date, is on a certificate. The certificate date is fake. We were conceived 9 months before we were kicking in our mother's stomach. So when we get to that essence, that we are that spark of life that leaves in the moment of death, that's why people will destroy our body. They will burn our body because we are not the body. Then what are we? So the best example I give, I don't know, for people in this call, they've seen it, but for those who haven't seen it, I always give the best examples. Probably this may help you. Is if we take these two balloons, they're two balloons, but this is one, this is another. Now this is duality, right? There's a white balloon and there's a blue balloon. There's you and there's me. But the moment I leave the air out and leave this air out, can you give me the air separately? This makes us realize that ultimately we are all one. Beautiful. Of course, I can't give you all the answers of duality, non-duality in one call. But as you attend this call, you will pick up more and more on it.
Well, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I think.
Thank you for joining us, Mandeep. Look forward to you being here. Okay. Thank you. We have got Rutanu and Ravi. 2 more questions, and then we have some more time. Yes.
Shivam, Guruji.
Yes, bolo.
Guruji, actually, by your principle and by me also, by my nature also, if somebody is saying something, I will not react. I will simply see. But simply seeing and simply ignoring makes the other person stronger, and the behavior also keeps on changing more and more.
Who's the other person? I don't know the meaning of other person.
Other person.
You and me are not. That's why I told Mandeep, there's no duality. You and me, what is the other person? We are all one. The problem is because you have duality. You are also sip. You are also the soul. The other person also soul. You are also sip. Other person also sip.
But if we are getting affected by the other person, then the other person is not the left hand or right hand.
You are thinking the movie is real. Gabbar Singh, kitne aadmi the? You're thinking it's real. It's just a movie.
Guruji, when other people are also seeing, and then you are under those reactions, under those behavior, then at times it's very difficult to ignore also.
If you are in consciousness, you will be laughing inside.
No, I laugh like that only, but that is no more offensive.
If you laugh like that, you may get a slap. But if you if you laugh inside, then you will be okay. Because if you
That
laugh,
makes more offensive.
of course, they get offended. If somebody is behaving idiotically and you laugh, they will be offended. You must laugh inside, not outside.
No, but how can you ignore for a longer period of time?
That is being divine. If you are the Bhagwan, you will not react. If you are Shaitan, then you will react.
But sometimes we have to say stop to it, no? To end it up.
If you say stop, they will continue more. Learn to be in consciousness. Learn to accept. If something is happening, learn it is a karmic reaction. If somebody is throwing slipper at you, you must have thrown shoe at somebody else. Nothing in this world happens without reason. If you are in consciousness of the truth, you will be completely calm. If somebody is talking bullshit to you, means you have spoken bullshit to somebody. Otherwise, they dare not talk bullshit to you.
I didn't say anything to anyone.
Not now. You might have said last Janma.
Last Janma, I must have said a lot.
So keep quiet now. Shut up and be happy. That's what you must do. Lavin and Bliko. I hope I'm using some strong words for you to understand, not to tell you any bad words. Lavin and Bliko.
Yes, and my question is on Ravina's question.
Yeah.
Just now she spoke about when you go in spirituality, you get more challenges or you get more turbulence in life and all. And you
I
said
thought she said your karma starts reducing. She didn't say there's more.
No, when everything comes, so karma reduces. And you said no, karma doesn't reduce. But does spirituality give you the strength?
Absolutely.
To go through it, it lightens, like you feel lighted, like pinch, like वैसे you'll suffer more, but because of
just now I told Ruth Anu. Spirituality makes you accept. Spirituality makes you laugh. Spirituality makes you overcome the trauma because you realize it's a drama and everything is karma.
Okay.
Spirituality, suppose today a spiritual person gets cancer. A spiritual person is okay na. See, whether we go with cancer or whether we go with liver disease or whether we go with nothing, how does it matter? Ultimately, we have to go.
We have to go, yes. Yeah.
What matters is awakening, realizing. That is what matters.
Yeah, but then you do feel lighter if you are having like a certain anchor that you feel good. And
spirituality liberates you from the body, mind, and ego. Spirituality makes you the immortal soul. Spirituality makes you one with the divine. Spirituality does so many good things.
Okay. Thank you.
Bliko, with your permission, I'm asking Ravina to the same question. I'm asking Ravina Bliko, the next Bliko. Yes, Ravina, you are keen to say something what Lavin said. Ravina, and then Bliko.
Yeah. No, Guruji, I didn't say that your karmas reduce. I told you that when you go more spiritual, your karmas come in a faster, like supposing if I had to deal with 50 karmas in 2 months.
Wait. You're talking of good karma or bad karma?
Bad karma.
And what about good karma?
That to chalo, good karma is okay. It means like suffering.
So tell me logically, if you are spiritually growing, why should your bad karma come faster to you? What's the logic?
Yeah, they said आपके कर्म ज़्यादा जल्दी कटते because भगवान आपको जल्दी मोक्ष देना चाहते
हैं. Getting moksha is not completing your karma. That is the biggest misunderstanding. Okay. Just because you complete your karma, you don't get moksha. You get moksha when you are free from karma, not then you are jaldi cut. See, some people talk without understanding what they are talking. So you don't be careful what you listen.
Yeah, okay. So I just want to tell you, we were 6 friends who joined the Gita group 8 to 9 years ago. Out of fun.
Problem here. Anybody uses the name Bhagavad Gita and says whatever they want to say.
No, we all had joined it 10 years ago out of fun, not knowing so much, and it's been 10 years, one by one. So we were 5 of us. my teacher calls me Arjun because I keep asking her too many questions. And that's why in your session, so I keep quiet. So I'm a listener in your session. Okay. I don't trouble you. But there I trouble her a lot. Okay. So now we are 5 of us, and each of us, when we started it, started going through horrible, sudden situations that we had never even imagined. One got bankrupt, second got bankrupt, and the teacher used to tell, अपना बॉल पेन भी संभालो कि एक टाइम आएगा कि refill के लिए भी अगर तुम्हारे पास पैसे ना हो. And we were very well off that time. And we all went through downfalls, and one by one, when the fourth one, she got scared of the three. Okay, and then her husband told her that और जाओ ये सब करने, देखो सबका क्या हाल हो रहा है. Okay, and then we told the teacher that we are getting scared to continue because we're giving exams and studying more and more. She said, why don't you think that Krishna came to hold you during your bad karma, when your bad phase was coming? If you didn't have the knowledge, you wouldn't be able to grip yourself. And it's true, we would have gone haywire because we are gripped. We are doing bhakti, we're doing seva, we're doing anything, but band nahi hota, it's coming more and more. So that's why my friend said that ye kya ho raha hai?
I must talk to your teacher, I think. What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah. So
I
they
need to talk to
say, yeah. So it's like now, and your thing is a different involvement altogether. So I'm not scared, but is it this way that the more you go spiritual, your challenges are more?
No, not at all. Not at
Yeah.
all. The more you go spiritually, the more you're able to evolve and face the challenges of life. But nothing like the challenges come faster. Jaldi jaldi karma khatam hona hai. Jaldi
Yeah.
jaldi mukti pana hai. That's all this complete concoction, complete misinterpretation of the truth. So
Okay.
please stop and reflect what you believe, okay?
Hmm.
And I'm a little worried that we should not get the wrong guidance. The wrong guidance sometimes can be very bad. It can take us in the opposite direction.
Mhm.
It's like a doctor giving you a wrong prescription. Oh my God! If a doctor gives you wrong medicine, it can really it can work crazy. So you have to be very careful. Bliko, thank you. Bliko, and anybody else who has a question before we close. Bliko.
Home, love you, everybody. My question actually get rotated because of the talk you gave to her. So I was also following Gita for 20 years, 25 years. But my teacher, his name is Pandurang Athavale, very nicely explained, and I pick up two things very clearly. God is with you, number one. And whatever happened is because of karma. You should not worry about anything. Just do your best. That is your agami karma, which is in your control, and forget about whatever happening or what happened, what will happen. The future and past is not important. Live in presence. That is what I pick up from the Bhagavad Gita. All these stories, and is confusing, and people interpret in the wrong way, like you said. That makes a lot of ignorance, and wrong knowledge is more dangerous than no knowledge. Well, rather say. So, Mike, I was asking you yesterday the question about that scientist and all this thing, and then I was reflecting on my mind. So, what I was asking, and what is that? So then it gave me idea that the knowledge which we are talking about is aparavidya. That is paravidya and aparavidya is there in the scriptures, which is the knowledge which is spiritual. That is considered as a knowledge, and what is other skills? You can say skills, but not knowledge. The skill of doctor, skill of a lawyer, skill of engineer to build bridges and this and that. That is their skill, but not the knowledge. Knowledge is spiritual only, is considered as a knowledge, right or wrong?
Yeah, right. With your little words. Okay, I will ask you a question. You tell me now. Should we call this knowledge important or should we call it wisdom?
Correct. You are right. So wisdom comes from spirituality. Right.
So the knowledge, when the knowledge makes us wise, we realize. See, Bliko, I may have I have the, you know the story, the beautiful story. Let me tell you. I don't know how many of you heard the story. There was this very intelligent scientist, very, very intelligent scientist who was going in the rapids and he was going in the rapids along with in a boatwala. In the boatwala, he told his boatwala, "Do you know how many
Correct.
how many stars are there in the sky?" Boatwala
Correct.
said, "I don't know." He said, "How many trees are there in the mountain?" Boatwala said, "I don't know." "How many fishes are there in the boatwala told him, "Sir, we are just going to turn. The boat is going to overturn. Do you know swimming?"
No.
And the scientist and the scientist said, "No, I never learned swimming." So, matlab, because the meaning is this: if we have all the knowledge in this world, but we don't have the wisdom, what is the use?
Yeah.
If we have all
Because
the
a
knowledge,
doctor can be a best doctor, but is a bad father or bad family member in his house.
no, we had a very good interaction. A lovely Krishna got a doctor, Dr. Rajagopal, Dr. Krishna the father of palliative care in India. Krishna arranged a podcast. Such a humble man. He was saying, you know what he was saying, Rico, very interesting. Krishna, you don't know, you heard the Krishna already heard the podcast. He said, when we go to a doctor, the doctor sometimes writes in a prescription, you need to go to the specialist. I can't treat you. You need to go to a specialist. And then he said, when we doctors can't treat, then people need to come to spiritual people. He said, people need to come to you because we are unable to do it with the skill of a doctor or the knowledge of a doctor. So we have to evolve. We have to evolve from skills to knowledge to wisdom. We have to evolve. What did Adi Shankara said? Adi Shankara said, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja. Hey, what you will do with MA, BA, LLB, PhD? What you will do? Take your degree and put your degree in the dustbin.
I will tell you last thing. I was in that class, Gita class. He used to say, my guru, that guru used to say that, when a person is not educated, we call it unpad. Unpad gawar hai ye, unpad hai. Lekin one person who is educated, doctor, engineer, I call them unpad. Unpad means means the food. And part with the education is for to get food, means get more money and more wealth. That's the
Good, because that's why we say everybody in this world will learn and earn. But our job is not to learn and earn and burn and return. Our job is to learn and earn and turn and yearn. That is the challenge. We have to turn and yearn. That is the challenge. Thank you. Interesting, Diko. We have Will, Gopal, and Ramesh. I thought the call is over, but we have 3 more speakers of the call. Will, Gopal, and Ramesh.
Hi, Shivo Hang Sip Cup. Thank you very much for having us. So, yesterday you raised quite a complicated subject, and you were talking about the difference really between mind, intellect, and consciousness. Consciousness, we said, is a product of the Atman, Sip, and intellect. I think someone said it was due to the subtle body, if I'm not wrong. I don't know if that's right, if I understood that correctly. The issue of the subtle body is not something you've really spoken about. I mean, it's quite complicated. Mind, I think we've established, comes from avidya, if that's not incorrect, and maybe karma, those two. But am I right? I don't know if you could maybe summarize it, because it was.
So it's very simple. So Will, if I ask you, do you have a brain? Yes or not?
Yeah, but the brain, I do. Yeah.
I didn't mean to do that a pun. So you have a brain, I have a brain, you have a heart, you have a kidney, you have lungs. Any doubt?
Yes,
this is called the gross body. Yeah. The gross body is something you can see in a scan, in an X-ray, in an MRI. You can see the brain, the kidney, the lungs. You can see it.
Yes.
But the subtle body you can't see. You can't see the mind. You can't see the ego. You can't see the memory. Can you take in your brain? You said you have a brain. If I give you a pen drive, can you copy your brain and give me in the pen drive?
Do a scan of my brain, yes.
Not a scan. All the things that are registered in your memory. Can you copy your memory on a pen drive to me?
No.
So this is called the subtle body.
But
the subtle body.
The subtle body is not made of atoms and electrons.
Correct. The subtle body is in the scripture. It's called Sukshma Sharira. Subtle body is M-I-M-E, mind, intellect, memory, and ego.
Yeah.
But we normally talk of just me, mind, and ego. We don't talk too much about memory and intellect. These are part of a human being's software. It's a software, and this software is very powerful. The memory is very powerful. The intellect is very powerful, but it is a subtle part of our body. You can't catch it. You can't touch it.
Yeah, but you've just said the mind comes from a subtle body. This is quite revolutionary, what you said.
No, the mind doesn't exist. The mind is just a subtle existence of thoughts. It is just a bundle of thoughts. You know that.
But you're saying this. Interestingly, I don't know if I'm right in saying that. You're saying thought comes from the subtle body, or thought is the subtle body.
A bundle of thoughts becomes the mind, which is a subtle body.
The mind is a subtle body. Is that what you just
Correct.
said?
The mind is a subtle body, which means it doesn't exist. And the ego is an identity.
Yeah, this is getting very confusing. So
No, don't get confused. Just for the moment, just capture this and then come back tomorrow. What we are saying, are you clear about your hands and feet and nose and tongue? This is a gross body.
Yeah, it's a matter of terms because we're suddenly talking about this subtle body, and it's quite a confusing issue actually.
In a computer, don't you have hardware and software?
Yeah.
So the human body is your body, your brain and kidney is the hardware. Your mind and intellect and memory is the software. Very simple. Don't let it complicate. It's very simple.
Can I ask you then? The intellect is part of the subtle body. Is that what you're saying? Or it is from? It's from the subtle body, or it is the subtle body?
It is a part of the subtle body. It is a part of our subtle existence. Like you have kidney is separate, brain is separate, heart is separate, the mind is separate, the intellect is separate.
Well, I prefer the term subtle existence because the moment you use the word body, you're
okay. Please use existence. The body can confuse. You're right. You're absolutely right. Don't use the word body.
So you talk about subtle existence, then we can go into the nature of subtle existence in a separate session, maybe, because
you call it the body's hardware and the body's software. How's that?
I don't like. I think we need a separate session on. You've just introduced a new term, and we haven't really talked about this. Not that I'm aware of.
So tomorrow 8 o'clock you start. You start your questions tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Will. Last question to the last minute is Ramesh. I thought Gopal was there, but Gopal doesn't seem to be there. Ramesh, last question. Yes, Ramesh? Is Ramesh there? Gopal. And Gopal, please. Yes, Ramesh is speaking. Yes, Ramesh.
Yeah. Guruji, pranam. I want to be guided by you to know my understanding is correct with regard to soul. Soul is like a gold standard in each one of us with the characteristics like love, bliss, knowledge, peace, power, purity, and truth. So is this the understand? And what we as a mind or consciousness, we always have to look at soul to get the proper power all the time. That is the purpose. That is what I have felt. I want to know if I am
okay. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for. I think you're speaking first time. I think you've been on the call for many days, but you're speaking first time. Correct?
Yeah. Yes, Guruji.
Okay, yeah, Ramesh. Ramesh, just like in your room, there is a bulb working and there's light in your room. I can see some light behind your room. If you switch off this button, what will happen then to the light?
Nothing.
It will go off.
Nothing will, yes.
It will go off. So the power inside you is the soul. The power, what you said and all the attributes you said are correct. The soul, SOUL, is a spark of unique life. So Ramesh has a soul. That's a soul. And initially you will think I have a soul, but ultimately you will realize you are the soul.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
This is not something that you can get in one day. But what you said, peace, love, bliss, all these are the qualities of the soul.
But in common parlance, for a departed soul, why we say let the soul rest in peace when it is already in peace?
Because of ignorance.
Ignorance. Okay.
The soul cannot rest in peace. The soul need not rest in peace, and it is not possible for the soul to rest in peace.
We have to only wish for a happy journey to the peace.
Actually, Ramesh, in the moment of death, only two things are possible. Either the person who is gone is already born, or the person has enlightened and they become one with the Supreme. So spirituality is a very simple scientific method of understanding.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Please ask more questions from tomorrow, but please don't say rest in peace. It has no relevance. Never say rest in peace. Thank you. Thank you. Last comment from Gopal. Thank you, Ramesh.
Yes, I bowed down to sleep, sir. Today I was late actually because I was in work. Network was there.
Yeah.
And next comment is there, sir. It was coming in my like we'll start the call at 8 o'clock. Then my session is at maybe sometime 8:32 for 3 minutes. You guided meditation to intensify our connection with sleep. 30 to 33. And then again we start this process.
Whenever you want guided meditation, you put your hand up and say, do guided meditation. We will do for 2-3 minutes.
Because what happens in the group, if we do it, that will intensify our connection with sleep.
True, but we can
in
do
between.
When you ask tomorrow onward, anytime you ask, we can do. But this session is to ask questions and get answers. But if you want guided meditation tomorrow,
small, only 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, you ask tomorrow. We will
whole
do.
Group is there, so first thing, sir. Second, my suggestion is, sir. In next time I will ask question. Second is, sir. This is IQ, intelligence quotient, and then EQ, emotional quotient. And then comes the social quotient, and then comes the spiritual quotient, then comes the adversity quotient. So one session on this topic will be elaborate with examples. It will help us.
Okay. We see there are no end to all these things. These things are, I talk to you what is needed by you, what is relevant for you. But we will talk. You know the meaning of IQ? You know the meaning of IQ?
Is IQ.
What's the
logical,
meaning?
mathematical. IQ means intellectual quotient. That is related to logical quotient.
No.
Yes. This is defined, sir.
No.
Book.
IQ, please pay attention.
Yes, sir.
IQ means IQ. IQ. That is the meaning.
What
With folded hands, I bow down to you. We'll see you tomorrow.